It is quite foggy and a little bit drizzly. Hold on, I'm trying to hold a phone and hold a umbrella, and I gotta switch hands. Today was a bit of a recovery day. So very ominous looking because my eyes are being blocked out. But in short, this is kind of a recovery day. I'm not sick anymore. I'm just feeling the elements of it still. I'm still just kind of recovering my energy, if that makes sense, as I'm out and about, wandering in the cold. And I guess the rain's supposed to trail off, and then it'll be okay for a couple of days. But, I mean, as a whole, just typical Oregon weather this time. But, you know, I don't want this second channel to become, let's bitch about people who criticize me channel. I know, like, 2 days ago, I did, how much is it? I don't know. It's not drizzling on me that much. If it becomes an issue, I'll do something about it. I'm just getting kind of annoyed having to hold the umbrella and talk. But 2 days ago, I griped about someone that told me I didn't respect, or at least they were of the opinion I didn't respect the history of Oregon City, as they were watching a 20-minute video that I spent hours preparing for and a couple hours shooting, specifically focused on a dynamic piece of Oregon City history. And I mean, obviously it didn't bother me that much. I more did that for the fun of it, because I don't really address critical YouTube comments. It's maybe like this, I don't know, it's the second time I can remember. There may be a third or fourth time, but I don't really, somebody says something douchey, I'm like, well, screw off, you're obviously an idiot. And then I go on with my life. And it's interesting that I got a little bit bothered by that Oregon City, you don't respect history crack. I got a much more personally inflammatory comment today, and it was so unwarranted and so uninformed and so disrespectful from a complete and total stranger to me, a complete and total stranger, in relation to something else that is every bit as important to me as the history of Oregon City's older houses and whatnot. So this isn't so much me coming up here, it's like, all right, now I'm gonna bitch about another shitty comment someone made, because it was a very brief comment. It was only like 3 sentences, but it was so just disrespectful and scumbaggy on multiple levels. First, it was in response to the video I did on my amateur historian channel a couple weeks back, when I announced that I was going to be doing a very intensive, very dedicated, very intensely researched film on Kyron Horman. Now, I have not made it at all a secret that this is a case that drastically affects me. It affected me the day it happened. I still can't believe it's, come June, it will have been 9 years. And I guess in making an announcement, that was somehow me saying, hey everybody, pay attention to me, amateur historian. It wasn't ever about Kyron, it was just about me getting attention. That was essentially what this comment said. So the comment, in essence, first was, worse to the effect of, did you get in touch with Kyron's birth mom ahead of time to see if she was okay with this this exploitation video you're doing? In essence, saying that I'm taking advantage of the tragedy that was a vanished child from his elementary school, and I'm just using that as, for the sake of using a word I've used a lot recently, as fodder to promote my channel. That's kind of the argument that was being put forward. That statement was followed by, I don't think she would approve of what you're doing, and especially since you're obviously not doing this for her, you're just doing this to get views. That was, in a nutshell, the comment. I don't know why I'm walking this way. I kid you not, that was the comment. from a complete stranger who does not know me from anything, getting on here in response to a video where all I said was, hey, I'm going to be doing a very intensive, dedicated film about the disappearance of Kyron Horman. I'm hardly the first person to do that. You know, every news channel in Portland did their own intensive, investigative, you know, video, pseudo-documentary thing. And I guarantee you, their motives were a lot more nefarious than mine could ever be. But it was just the fact that a complete stranger would come on and say something so disrespectful. That this isn't that she said something disrespectful to me, it's that this was somebody saying something so disrespectful to another person who all I said was, hey, this is an important case we shouldn't forget about. I'm going to dedicate a shitload of my time to researching it, literally looking up every element of information I can find on it. I have literally spent weeks worth of time putting together hundreds, literally, of pages of notes, of information, investigative material, any documents I can find on the thing. I'm literally going to address every single aspect that it is possible to address in this case, in this film. And to just say to a complete stranger, to just presume it to be fact that I am only doing this for views, that I'm just a scumbag. With how much emotional attraction I have to this case, with how much it's affected me, with how horrible and depressing and heartbreaking it is, what happened, whether Kyron is still alive or not, and then to go out and bust my ass getting information together, to have someone who has no clue who I am or what I'm doing come up and tell me that I'm a scumbag, that I'm exploiting a tragedy for the sake of getting views on YouTube. To that person, I'm sorry, I laughed to keep from screaming. To that person, I started my first YouTube in relation to what I do, which is exploring, going to historical places, study, just any and everything that is the Portland area. And Kyron Horman is a very significant part of recent Portland history. And that's not the sole reason. I'm not just doing it because it's what I do on my channel. I'm doing it because I've thought about it off and on since it happened. And I'm putting a lot of time and effort into this. But I first started my channel, my old channel before this one, in September 2016. 2.5 years ago, I have produced probably pushing 400 videos that I've posted over a 2.5 year period. My current channel that I've had up for over a year and a half now, my amateur historian channel I'm talking about, I have, 428 subscribers? I don't even have 500 subscribers. That being said, I appreciate every single one of you that has subscribed to me. I'm not saying that that small number makes my subscribers insignificant. I appreciate every single one of you. I just recently broke 100,000 views total for my channel, and half of that is one video. The kind of people who do serious clickbait and exploit situations are the kind of people that are getting a minimum 100,000 views a video. And here I am, a year and a half. I'm at like 101,000 and change now. And yet, in relation to the content that I've produced as a whole, we're talking thousands of hours of dedication. All right? And I haven't made a penny off of any of it. So I can't even wrap it around my mind. How am I exploiting anything? How have I exploited anything? I have not exploited one damn thing that I have discussed on my channel. Even when I make, trying to be slightly creative with some of my thumbnails, and they have a clickbaity look to them, what you see on the thumbnail is exactly what the video's about. There's no lies, there's no deception. Again, my frustration isn't just that this was somebody who attacked me completely unwarranted and unprovoked. Because had this person said this same thing to anybody else in similar circumstances, it would have been frustrating with how much time I put into this channel. This would be like spending 2 years just busting ass, putting together, like writing a novel, dedicating 2 years to make it as best you can. Then you finish it, someone reads it and comes up to you and says, you know, this is a really crappy book. You obviously only did it because you wanted to make money off of it. It's a bunch of, you know, wouldn't that piss you off? It sure as hell would piss me off. So, you know, it's such a pathetic comment. It is such a pathetic, just behavioral pattern. And I feel really sorry for you that, you know, instead of attacking pedophiles, racists, you know, people who commit horrible crimes every day, people that use and manipulate people, you know, various members of our government, who majority of them are scumbags, you find, I guess, pleasure in attacking someone you don't know, who their greatest crime is they're dedicating a bunch of time and work to better understanding and trying to help make sense of a case that has gone unsolved for years, and the disappearance of a little fucking child. Just wow. So anyway, that's that situation. And I think it's so hilarious. You know, my last video where I was talking about this person criticizing me and then accusing me of being judgmental and how unfounding that comment was. And then, like, within a day, this person comes on here and shows judgmentalism of just the worst type, drawing conclusions based on absolutely no information, no background on the person you're criticizing. That would be literally like me right now. Of course, there's nobody around. That'd be like me walking up to just a random person on the sidewalk who I've never met and just being like, you know what? You're really stupid and you have no sense of humor. You're just kind of a shit person. And then just going on about my day, attacking someone I don't know, accusing them of being something that I don't know, whether they're that or not, and then just going on about my day like nothing's wrong. Oh, it pisses me off. It's disgusting to me that people like this exist in any facet. Again, this isn't just my current situation. This is just shitty people. And you think there's over, what the hell? There's over 8 billion people on this planet. And millions of them are pieces of shit. Like, come on. I think maybe that's why this comment in particular, I mean, the manner in which it really bothers me is, you know, if this was just a video about a random building or whatever, that's one thing, but we're talking about Kyron Horman here, so it's going to get me emotional when people act childish like that in relation to something that is not about them and it is not about me. But the comment as a whole, I had to laugh off because, you know, it's like, it's one thing if you get a comment like that from someone you respect or from someone where, like, it seems like half their argument might have some substance, but when someone is just so uninspiredly, I don't know if uninspiredly is a word, but just so disrespectful in such an unprovoked manner, like, you just stand there like, I can't. You have to laugh your ass off about some of these people. Oh. But what are you gonna do? There's too many people in this world. There's too many people worth caring about, worth dedicating your time and emotion to, and people that are gonna behave like that, I don't have time for you. So, you're a toxin in my life and I'm cutting you out. Anyway, guys, so at least I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be dry the next 2 days, so at least, you know, I guess going to work tomorrow morning's not going to be much of a trial. You know, small victories. Anyway, till tomorrow. Steve, be nice to other people, especially when you barely know them. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.